multiplication and division rules for significant figures. So, multiplication and division rules for significant figures differ from addition and subtraction rules. So for the number of significant figures when you do multiplication and division calculations, to maintain the precision during multiplication and division, you show as many significant figures in the answer as the multiplied or divided number with the least amount of significant figures. So this is kind of similar in the sense that you use the fewest decimal points for addition and subtraction. But for multiplication, you use the least number of significant figures. So you have to count the number, you have to see how many significant digits each number has, and then choose the one that has the least amount, and that's the amount your answer is going to have. So let's say we're going to have 30 times 2. And we're going to have to decide how many significant digits we're going to have at the end. Notice that I put a decimal point here, so that means that this number has 2 significant digits, so 2 sig digs, times 2, which is 1 sig dig. There are some numbers though, like 2, or if something is a number, it has an infinite number of significant digits, so we don't necessarily count it. But this one I'm counting as 1 significant digit. But there are some numbers, if it's just let's say you're multiplying the number of atoms, that's infinitely significant because we know it's exactly 2. If it's an exact number, it's going to be, if it's an exact number, it has an infinite number of significant digits. But this is not an exact number. So I'm going to say 2, 1 significant digit, and this has 2 significant digits. So the answer must have how many significant digits? 1 significant digit, because 1 is less than 2 and it's the least amount of significant figures. And I counted the number of significant figures to figure that out. So 1 sig dig. So 2 times 30 is going to give me 60, but I'm not going to put a decimal point here because that's going to make it 2 significant figures. I'm just going to leave it like that, and that has only 1 significant figure, 6, and that would be my answer. So remember, when we're doing multiplication and division, we have to count the number of significant figures, and the answer has to have the least amount of the same amount of significant figures as the number that has the least amount of significant figures.